Hello everyone, welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, December 7th, 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it so very much. If you're new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. I'm also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. I am on Facebook under business page Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. And for everyone, if you like this podcast and you're listening on YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. I would appreciate it so very much. And thank you for everyone who's listening on other platforms such as Apple and iHeart, wherever you're listening from. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This week's topic is a topic that has been chasing me. It's in the title, that's why I'm laughing. It's been following me all week. It's been the universe talking to me and guiding me repeatedly, hammering it in. And so I knew that if the universe, God, source, higher energies, higher consciousness, my guides are sending this lesson, this message to me, that it's important I also pass on the wisdom to you. And what is the topic? Stop chasing it. Stop chasing what you want or who you want, whether it be money, health, love, time. I know for me personally, it's about time a lot of the time. I desire to have more of it. Not longevity, but time every day. And the key, I understand, is to be in the present moment. When you're in the present moment, time actually extends. So I guess I've already figured that out. But we are naturally programmed to chase after when we want improvements or when we want something. If it's about money, we are usually programmed from our environment, usually our parents passing it down from their family through the generations, that when you want more money, you work harder. You put in more overtime. Maybe you find another job. Ask for a raise. Look for it. Act on it. Always taking action. Well, that is actually not the way to get what you desire. The way to get what you desire is to stop and allow it to come forward to you, and to feel and know with certainty, not even with strong emotion, with certainty that it is done, that it is yours. And then you open your heart, your mind, your arms to it arriving. Have you ever seen as well, some of you, I know I used to do this, so maybe a lot of us, we wanted someone in our lives. For me personally, in the past, it was about friendships, not just romantic relationships. I always thought I had to take action. I used to think I had to be perfect, that I had to give more of myself, and I had to prove that I was a good friend or a good partner, that I had to show it in action, say it in words, express it. Expression is important. We actually, when we go to heaven and we get our review, we come to understand the importance of saying I love you and showing I love you. But that's not what I'm talking about. It's talking about that feeling of taking action. It's not inspired and often can be out of obligation or feeling, again, something more mental. I have to do this. I don't really want to do this, but shouldn't I do this? Wouldn't I want this to be that way for me? Now, always, again, doing something more forced. But the best relationships are in your life when you are allowing, when you are going with the flow, when you are letting them be what they are and not worrying about, am I doing enough? Do I have to, some people actually feel they have to buy people. Do I have to do that? Everything should be flowing naturally, allowing, receiving just as much as giving, and all of it inspired, all of it natural. People, we are naturally, I think, born and bred to judge. Just, maybe it's our survival mechanism that makes us do it. I catch myself when I'm doing that. But it's a natural thing. If I don't naturally or focused in a way on my thoughts, on my feelings, it's almost judgment. It's almost on autopilot. We can judge someone through what they dress like, how they wear their hair, the way they act, however it may be. Thinking of examples here. What I do is I notice it. I go at it because I, like all of you, deserve and are worthy to be accepted for who we are. And to really, truly not put focus on pleasing another, wanting approval. Again, taking actions that are about a lack mentality rather than a full, loving mentality. And that is what happens when we chase. When we chase, we are focusing on something not being ours. Lack of. Again, lack of love, lack of money, lack of health. When you chase after, health is, it's a little bit different in that it's all right to focus on the best plan for health. It also, though, has to be watched that you are not chasing again or taking action of things that are more to concentrating on the dis-ease rather than wellness. When dealing with health, it is best to go with the flow, to have a state of positivity, of well-being. If you want to focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. And we tend to, don't we, focus on what we don't like, what we don't want. That road. When the key to manifesting, to attracting what you want most in your life, what you've asked for, which is your right to have, is to focus on already having the ultimate end done. I saw a wonderful exercise last night that I saved for myself. It was wonderful. It was suggested by the great spiritual teacher Neville Goddard. And he said this wonderful exercise, it's about money again. I'm going to be straight with you because I've heard this. I've heard people say, when they've asked about what books I like to read, I love books that grow me, that expand me, that get me to my optimum self in some way, my highest being, my greatest being, my most godlike self. And sometimes those books talk about money, and they're like, well, I don't always want to read books about money. And what that person doesn't realize when they say it is that they have a money block. When you don't feel comfortable reading about money, talking about money, thinking about money, when you get nervous about looking at your bank account, you're actually blocking abundance. So catch it. Don't judge it. Don't judge yourself, by the way, never. never, and I would never say it to anyone, usually never do something, but I really say to you, never judge yourself. Always be kind. Always be understanding. I tend to look at myself as what I call little Lisa. It's like, be kind to that little person. Give them love. Give them understanding. Give them, again, kindness. So important. So when it comes to money, Neville gave this great exercise where he said, get out a piece of paper and write down, say we're in December now, we're at the beginning of December, you write down what you earned at the end of the month, giving thanks to it. It's already done. I'm so thankful I earned that in December. I earned that for the month. I earned that for the week. I earned that for the day. And then you put it away. What you've done is you've manifested it. And by the way, you don't even have to use the word earn. If you're retired, actually, you don't even have to have a job to bring in abundance, to bring in money. Say, I am just so thankful that this happened. I received this month. And yes, if it is about a job, and even if it's a new job, I'm loving this new job where where I made this salary, where I received this salary. And so it's about, again, putting it out there and receiving it and not going with the hows. The hows trip us up. We often do that. I do it. I've done it too. I am less doing it, but it's a natural instinct. It's human nature. When you ask for something, let's say you ask for $100,000. Then you start thinking, well, how can I do that? How can I make or receive $100,000? You're not supposed to do that, really. Just say, thank you for the $100,000 and let the universe line it up. That's when you're not chasing. When you're thinking of the hows, you're chasing. Sit back and say, universe, show me. Bring it to me. Thank you. I'll go where led. If you get an opportunity, you say yes. If it feels right. And usually, even if it makes you queasy, it can still be right. The universe will line it up if we allow it to line it up. But we get in the way because we will ask and then we think we have to do it ourselves. But we're part of a team. I've now started to call my team, my guides, my angels, my departed loved ones. Hi, team. Thank you for helping me today. This is what I want to get done today. And then you wait for the guidance. You wait. And I also want to say this, and for you, those of you who are new to this podcast, I started a little bit late today because I had a very personally and professional draining week. There's nothing I really could have done about it. It just impacted my body. I didn't allow it. It just happened. I didn't choose it. It happened. So I might sound like I'm rambling a little bit today, so please forgive me. But hopefully you're sticking with me. Because I literally had to get up and take care of my physical body, had a scratchy throat, had to get warm liquids, had to get more sleep, just had to honor my body today before I got on this podcast. So that's very important. It was an act of self-love. And I said, I can do that. I've been doing this podcast for years, and it's okay to say, I need a late start today. That's an act of self-love. It's all right to take care of yourself. So, back to the chasing. I naturally will do the same thing. Though I turn to my team, and I am more than ever allowing them to show me the way, there is a natural instinct within me to say, okay, I could do that, and that will help it. I could do this, and that will help it. But when you chase, what you're saying again to the environment, to the energy is, it's not here. And we are made of energy that feeds energy. energy responds to us. So what you put out, you get back. And so when you put out, it's not here, and I had to figure out how to get it, it's going to continue not to be yours, not to be received. I also went to say, and I want to say it now, sometimes this just happened to me. This literally just happened to me last week. When you get really good at allowing, at being certain of who you are and what you want and asking for it and going with inspired action, you can have an opposite reaction from the universe. Let's say, for instance, you're asking for abundance and all of a sudden you're not getting any. There's nothing. But you know you're doing everything right and you're getting signs that you're doing everything right, but it's dry. The universe sometimes has to clear out in order to set up your new life, your new identity. Sometimes that means a breakup. Sometimes that means friends leave. Sometimes it means you get a health diagnosis that reboots you. Sometimes it means that you have a dryness or a job loss in the career area. Sometimes it means a big bill comes in out of nowhere. And you're like, but I thought it was there and now this has happened. It's a reboot. It's a setup. And your key is to stick with it with faith, full faith and belief, no matter what. No matter what, you hang. You hang with it. You don't give up. When doubts come, which they naturally would, you work on them. You throw them aside. And you go back to, no, this is what's really going on. This is the truth of my life. What I am saying and feeling, not what the environment is showing me right now. No, there have been actually lottery winners, and I always like to put in a disclaimer, I'm not telling you should gamble. But sometimes it's a wonderful example. Sometimes someone will hit the lottery when they've hit rock bottom. And you didn't hear this, there's a telephone in the distance, I apologize if you hear it. When they hit rock bottom, they hit the lottery, and now they're a millionaire. I am not saying that you should play the lottery if you have hit rock bottom with finances. But what I am giving an example of, because it's a perfect example, is that it's the ultimate extreme reboot. They have nothing to lose. Someone says, why don't you play this? Oh, why not? I've got nothing to lose. My whole life has fallen apart. And then they were totally not resisting. Resistance was done. Resistance was gone. And so they were wide open. They weren't chasing. They weren't in a panic. They weren't in fear. They weren't in stress. And so they allowed the abundance to find them. And the universe said, this is the way to do it. This is the way to give them what they asked for at this moment. It's that clear. It's the way to go. So I've had various teachers, mentors, say to me this week, remember, don't chase. Remember, don't chase. Remember, don't chase. Wow, I've caught myself in the very moment chasing. So I just said, nope, I'm not. I'm done. I am not going to look for the way, the means, the how. I'm just going to sit back and let you take care of it and trust that you haven't misled me. That is the truth of universal abundance, universal wealth and health and happiness. And it is. And I have gotten the evidence of it. When I did it, when I stopped chasing, the universe came through. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Think about what you're going through at this time in your life. Think about what you would like to have in your life. Sometimes life can be emotional for us. Sometimes it can bring us disappointments. When the disappointments are there, try to step back and see the larger picture and ask yourself, what could be going on here? Truth always comes out. Energy takes care of everything. What's meant to be, which is what you've asked for, will always be. And so it's very important to know that the universe is well taking care of us. And that universe is another word for God, Source, Yahweh, whatever you call that higher energy. That energy is what's serving you all the time. But it can't serve you fully if you're putting impediments in the way. It can only serve you if you allow, if you have faith, if you have belief, if you have hope. And I say this quite a bit for those who listen every week, but it's another important reminder. We are at a time where heaven is telling us love, 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 and fearlessness. Telling us about the importance of the heart. The heart is the strongest organ in your body. It holds your intuition. It holds the bridge to heaven. It holds God. It holds answers. It holds your manifestation. It holds everything. And when it is teamed up with your mind that holds your thoughts, the heart-brain cohesion, it is powerful. You are superhuman. You are unlimited. We are being shown that now. It's been known through the centuries, but now it's coming back to help us navigate this time. Because we're going into a new time on this earth of higher vibration, higher happiness. And so we need these tools, we need this knowledge in order to adjust our being bodies to this new earth. You have the power within you now to accomplish whatever you set your mind to. You, no matter how small you think you are or how human you think you are, you have everything you need now. It's just a matter of understanding how to use it. There's another statement that said a lot, let go or let them. It's more wisdom. It's the same thing. Let. Don't chase. Don't worry. Again, you are being well taken care of. Don't let anyone tell you to play it smaller. Don't let anything ever taught to you teach you that you are smaller. You are not. We are all huge. We are all brilliant. So set your goals, whether they are small, medium, large, extra large, whatever they are. The masters would tell you the bigger the better. And when you set them, say, okay, how are we going to get this done? Show me. Doesn't mean you sit on your couch. It means that you take inspired action, not drastic action, not anxiety action, not stress-related action, not forced action, but give me the guide, show me the map, and I will follow. And when you follow, everything will line up for you. It may take twists and turns. You may have to fasten your seatbelt, but it will line up. You have to trust. Sometimes that trust is blind. It has to be, but it will line up. Sometimes it means things will fall apart, but then they'll build up better. So stay with it, because you're worth it. You're deserving of having the best possible life. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that made sense. And again, please like, subscribe, share, and check out my website, lisahop.com. Follow me. And until next time, I hope you're having a blessed week, a good season, and every blessing that you deserve. Thank you, thank you.